Good morning, my friends. How are you doing today? What are we going to cook up today? I know my desk is a bit of a mess. So let's get some stuff going this morning, shall we? So we're going to use white pine. We're going to use the althea root. We're going to use copal. We're going to use maidenhair fern. And we're going to use alpine low john root. Okay? Now, the thing is that you get a couple of different kinds of low john root. So standard American low john is also known as bitter root. The alpine stuff comes out of Eastern Europe, China area, in that area. What the thing is, it's a little bit more intense. So if you're going to be chewing on it, you get the benefits of it. It's a stimulant, right? But mind your allergies, and we're not actually going to be eating on this one. We're going to be mixing this into our ingredient. The deal with this is that it causes indirect manifestation. So whereas high john is going to be the direct road for what you're going to get up to, this is the indirect road of what you're going to get up to. So we're just going to use a little bit of this, and we're going to use our microplane. So this stuff is pretty hard, and you don't want to necessarily spend all the time grinding it down in your mortar and pestle. So it smells really good, by the way. So just grind a bit of that. Just a piece of that should do. Mind not ripping your fingers apart when you do this, though, because, you know, the little blades are sharp. So we get 2 pieces of that. Maybe I can grind it down. It's dry enough. All right. There we go. That should be good. Okay, so next ingredient we're going to use is going to be the white pine. Now, why are we using white pine? Well, in this case, it's to stay the course, right? So whatever road that we're going to set up, using our indirect manifestation, using those things that we want to get accomplished, but we don't necessarily know how we're going to get them accomplished. We're going to use the white pine for that. And we're only going to use about a teaspoon of this. The stuff I have already comes pre-ground. And the interesting thing about pine is that it's one of those things that acts as a protectorate as well. It prevents the growth of anything else not itself around it. It poisons the land, so to speak. And so you have to be kind of careful when you're using these kinds of ingredients that you don't set off your allergies if you have the allergic reaction to, say, pine, and you start sneezing all over the place, right? And that's one of the things I'm probably going to wind up doing. The next ingredient we're going to use is althea, and this stuff causes manifestation. Like, this is just fantastic stuff. So we're going to use a teaspoon of that. Now, the difference of why we're going to use the copal and the maidenhair fern. Now, copal is a purifier and an amplifier of intent. Copal is a type of resin that comes off the trees that's been used for thousands of years, right? Like, this is one of my favorite ingredients. So we're just going to use 2 pieces of copal, all right? That's probably about, if it was ground down, maybe a quarter of a teaspoon, maybe, because this stuff gets really, really fine. And then last but not least is the maidenhair fern. Now, this stuff I don't use very often in my spellcraft, but what it does is it transmutes potential energy. So what we're doing is we're taking indirect manifestation to stay the course, to cause the manifestation with a focus to stay the course and bring out that which is indirect, that which is going to serve us, but we don't necessarily know how it's going to serve us. This is going to be like an adventure blend. Like, you're going to set this off in your spellcraft, and you're going to see, okay, I have this really hairy goal. I have this thing that needs to be accomplished. I don't know how it's going to be done. I don't even know that it can be done. Well, guess what? It can be. You just have to be able to reach around the fuzzy edges to figure out how you're going to bring it into effect. And so this is going to be that. And so one of the things that I know that I want to get done is I want to have a physical location where we can do this stuff in person, where we can join together and have weekly retreats, or we can have, you know, all sorts of stuff throughout the year that we can do for the pagan community, that we can get together and we can develop new spells, new techniques, new concepts, and push the envelope as far as what becomes possible. You know, the alchemical sciences, as it were. And so as I create this is what I'm thinking about. This is my goal for this spell, is to be able to use this to open the way into something extraordinary, right? Building the Witchery Workshop is only one step of a larger chain, right? This comes out as not just me as an individual. This comes out for the students that I'm teaching for the Gray School. This comes out for the students that I'm teaching in my adult academy. This comes out for all those people that are looking to use these kinds of obscure ingredients, but they don't want to step on the traditions, right? You want to use interesting things in your spell work. You want to incorporate things in a different kind of way, and you want to do the magic, right? When you understand that the tools that you use can cause the changes that you desire, when you want to set something in motion that you don't necessarily know exactly what it is that all is going to be set in place. That's what this stuff is for. That's what this creation is for. So that way we get to create something entirely new that's never been seen before, indirectly and directly, right? And so that's what this thing is really hopefully going to do. And so by doing that, we get our three-legged cauldron with the incense brazier inside, right? We're using a steel, we're using copper, we're using brass, we're using all the ingredients. And so I'm going to put a little bit of this up in here. I'm going to go to my rosemary tincture if I still have any of that left, which I do. Yay. And then I'm going to grab one of the incense sticks here. And for this, we're going to fire it right off because I want to see how this goes. I want to see what it smells like. I want to see what it's going to do. Just want to see. And then let's see. I've got the lighter. Got to get your fire, right? Mind not burning your house down. So if you're using a tincture of rosemary, along with it, what it's going to do is it's going to cause direct effect. Rosemary is an accelerant for magic, right? It's really good stuff, but at the same time, denatured alcohol is crazy dangerous. So be careful with it, folks. Be very careful. So come to me, my spirits. Come to be my friends. Draw to me what I desire in ways that I require. Set the path ahead of me so my desires come to be. Right? Something simple. Something focused, something calm. And your stuff doesn't have to connect in rhyme. There's an old method of studying Greek magic where the iambic pentameter is what is the basis for chants or spoken verse in the ancient world. So a lot of old Greek spells use that. I'm not too familiar with setting up things based on those kinds of patterns, but I do like every other set of words to have a rhyming element to it. So that way what comes out brings forth the manifestation. And so even though this is just a thin little wisp, may it bring my desires to come to pass. May it bring your desires to come to pass, whatever those might be. And so it does smell quite lovely. Just mind your allergies when you're burning this stuff. If you set this stuff to flame, mind your allergies for ladies that are pregnant, nursing, etc., etc. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure that the maidenhair fern and the white pine isn't going to screw with your allergies. You know, the althea root. Again, do your homework. Make sure you're not going to poison yourself with any of this stuff. But this ends the spell of today. I will see you bright and shiny early tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for week number 11, day number 2. Cheers and stay safe, my friends. And I'll see you in the group. Until then, bye for now.